Joining us right now, that was a good cut. Joining us right now, the AD for Sac State. You know him.
Yes, I do.
You're familiar with the program a little bit.
Yeah.
Joining us right now on short notice and very early on a Friday, so we appreciate it. Mark, it's Dave. It's Jason. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for you guys having me on. And I'll see Jason, I think, in a few hours.
Yes.
And it's good to see you. Hear you, Dave. It's a good morning here in Sacramento.
You know, we saw the news yesterday, and obviously a couple weeks ago, it kind of broke that. Well, it did break that Sac State and Cal Expo, especially with the impending exit of the Republic going to do their stadium. You also have the horse racing league. You know, Cal Expo, there's a void there, and Sac State looking to build a stadium. Both state entities, a lot of that politics being shared. And then yesterday we see the news, and we're bringing on just kind of help us understand that. If I'm correct, Mark, it's that there's been kind of an agreement to move forward formally on getting a stadium done for the Hornets out at Cal Expo.
Yeah, exactly. We obviously everyone knows we've been pursuing building a stadium worthy of our students and our fans and everyone here in Sacramento. We're President Wood and the administration and our leadership are 100% committed to doing that. So we were along that path. Cal Expo, Tom Martinez, the leadership there reached out to us. This is probably around January-ish, and asked if we would have some interest and have some conversations about the Cal Expo site. And like the two of you, I've been in Sacramento a long time, grew up here in Sacramento, and Cal Expo has been a destination entertainment site for this community for decades, from the state fair to, obviously you mentioned the Sacramento Republic, to horse racing, all the different activities that have taken place there. So it is less than 3 miles from our campus. So we President Wood and I went over there and had some conversations and felt it's worth pursuing. So what you've seen yesterday is we officially got approved for a MOU, which is a memorandum of understanding, that we will take the next step and have some exclusive negotiating and see if this stadium plan is feasible. And we think it will be. We think it's a great site. We think it's a good partner, as you said, with two state agencies. We think there's a void there in Cal Expo, and it could be a good thing. Not just for Sacramento State. We're building a stadium for Sacramento State, but our entire region. And we're excited about the potential opportunity there.
Mark, how much does this line up with the president and you and others on that on campus as far as the desire to try to get to the FBS level? It seems like the site lends itself to a potentially larger stadium, but how much of this does line up with goals to go to FBS?
I'm glad you asked that. Yes, perfectly lines up. You mentioned the site. I didn't realize it, Jason and Dave, when I went to Cal Expo. It is a huge site. The total property is over 700 acres and 14,000, almost 15,000 parking slots, a horse racing track. And it took me a minute to figure this out. A horse racing track is a mile long, 1 mile. It's 400 meters around a football field. So imagine 4 full football fields can fit inside a horse racing track. So it is a huge piece of property there. So as it relates to FBS football and FBS stadium, certainly our initial plan here is to build one that's about 25,000. But that site gives us the opportunity. One day it could be 40,000 or 50,000, or I know you're UCLA and Florida State guys on the call here. There could be a day, hopefully I'm here at Sacramento State, that we have a program here in Sacramento that's on a site that can build a stadium of that magnitude.
That's Sac State AD Mark Orr joining us, and obviously it's way too early to get into specifics. But one of the things I was really really potentially excited. We've been talking about college football with the big official kickoff this weekend, and Jason will be on the road with you guys. I'll be with my daughter down at USC. We're huge college football fans here, and I've always said, Mark, let's just be honest. The three Sacramentans talking right now, and the audience isn't stupid. This hasn't always been the crazy. We try on the radio all the time. There's radio shows in the South, and they talk about college football the way we talk about like the Sacramento Kings. And but I've always thought, Mark, and I truly believe this, that if there was a big time program here, let's be honest, it's not New York City and Chicago and LA necessarily, Tuscaloosa, Tallahassee, Gainesville, South Bend. This is a college town, and what comes with college football that's so important is not just the tradition, but the pageantry. So long-winded way of saying that's a great spot for tailgating. There's a ton of space for tailgating. I don't mean to put you on the spot, Mark, but please tell me that's definitely going to be part of the conversation.
That's definitely part of the conversation. Right. I'm surprised you haven't set up your RV and your tent already.
Just you wait.
Earlier, got the announcement, and Dave has already set up his shop and picked out his spot.
That's right.
At Cal Expo, he's ready to go. No, you're absolutely right. This market is a top 20 media market. Yep. Very similar sized cities: Columbus, Ohio, Louisville, Kentucky, Austin, Texas. Big time anchor college football program. So I've always felt we as a community support Sacramento Kings and the Republic and River Cats and Loyal. There's no reason why big time college football can't work here in my hometown of Sacramento. And particularly if you look at similar sized markets, we should do that. And when we are, no disrespect to UC Davis, we are the city's team here in Sacramento. Yep. And I'm so proud to work with President Wood to bring that to life. And Cal Expo, as I said earlier, has been a destination site that served this community for so many years. Wonderful restaurants and shopping malls and hotels and access freeways and parking. Seems like it could be a perfect fit.
Mark, as far as, everybody wants everything today, right? But when you agreed to the MOU, so like, what are the next steps, timetable? You guys are in this phase since January, but trying to figure out what possibly could next. What are we looking at as kind of the, next few steps over the next couple of months?
Yeah, I think now that we have the MOU voted upon and executed and given an okay to move forward, we're going to get to work. And that's everything from doing our feasibility studies on all the municipalities in terms of permitting and seismic studies and all those types of things that you need to do, to working with an architect and get a design and, all those types of things, start putting our funding pieces in place. So we'll be working tirelessly over the next several weeks to put all those things together. The first step, obviously, is making sure that Cal Expo and the university are aligned on our vision. And I think what yesterday did is solidify that we're both aligned and interested in trying to make this happen.
Mark, I'm throwing a curveball here as we wrap up, and I hope I'm not walking into a trap. A mutual friend of ours that I'll let you know off the air said, make sure you ask Mark about his love for camping.
That is great. Yes. I will tell you, I'm very, very fortunate to be part of the American Leadership Forum here in Sacramento. Some great leaders, business leaders in this area. And part of the experience is you have to go on a wilderness retreat. And the two of you guys may know me. Well, both of you guys know me. I grew up here in Sacramento, but I grew up in South Sacramento in the middle of the city. I didn't go very far outside of the borders of Sacramento. So this is my first camping experience. And so we had a retreat this weekend. I slept in a tent. The second night I was in a tent, there was a thunderstorm, and I was, if you could just imagine me laying on the ground in a tent with rain and zipped up and scared to death. I've played college football and I've done a lot of things in my life, but I was probably the most nervous and scared sitting in that tent in the thunderstorm in the wilderness with no cell phone service. It was really off the grid. So it was an experience. But I did enjoy spending time with a lot of the leaders in Sacramento that joined me.
Sounds to me like what you're doing is you're prepping for opening day at the new stadium at Cal Expo, and you and I will both be intense the night before, starting the tailgate all day long and celebrating.
Well, from what I heard about you, Dave, I'll be in the tent. You'll be in a nice RV laid out.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I've heard how you roll, Dave. You kind of, you got your space, and you'll put Jason and I in a tent outside.
Well, the motto I generally have, Mark, is nature is stupid. So I like beds and warmth and not getting bitten. Speaking of big time college sports too, as well, not to put your business out there, but I know you were incredibly recently dining and having conversations, all the preps coming for March Madness coming up here in Sacramento. And that to me is just a great example, with no disrespect to Sac State or our current programs, but we've seen how this city supports college athletics at the highest level.
Absolutely.
And in my lifetime, there is, honest to God, we've gone over it, but there is no reason with the right leadership, which it sounds like we have with guys like you, Dr. Wood, and so much more, that my kids will be able to enjoy, and maybe me before I kick off, will be able to enjoy legitimate top flight national level college football. And honestly, I think personally, maybe I'm high. I think that if that were to happen, for example, let's just say Sac State gets ranked top 10 in the nation, we're talking the big boys, and is competing or in the conversation for a national championship, I think it would be the biggest sport in town. I think it'd be bigger than the Kings. I think it would literally be, it would turn this town on its ear, Mark.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, our university now has 31,000 students, over 250,000 alumni in the area. It's growing. What Dr. Wood has done, not outside of athletics, it's just been inspiring for me. And you mentioned March Madness. We're hosting the women's regional this year, NCAA March Madness for women's basketball at Golden One Center. And the relationships that Sac State is built with Visit Sacramento and Mike Testa and his team.
Yep.
It's just been tremendous. This region, college sports, NBA, professional soccer, Major League Baseball now, all the different things that we're doing. It is a great time to be a sports fan here in Sacramento. And, from our end and from Sac State's end, we want to be a part of it and be a big presence. And I think you're absolutely right. Big time college football. I'm bullish on it. It will work here in Sacramento, and it would be wildly successful if and when we pull it off.
That's Mark Orr. You're the best. We appreciate you keeping us posted on everything. Obviously, we're a live and local station. We're incredibly invested in this city in more ways than one. We appreciate everything you're doing, Mark. Thank you.
Well, and thank you. Thank you for what you do to the community, and thanks to all the listeners for supporting. And hopefully to see as many folks out September 13th, first home game here at Hornet Stadium. It's going to be a good time. So, Dave, I thank you for having me on. Jason, I will see you a little bit later today.
Yep. See you soon.
Good luck this weekend, Mark. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, you guys.
See you. Bye-bye. I love a lot of things about Mark Orr. One of the things I love about him is he has this infectious energy. It's like a nice shot of coffee.